Hey guys and gals, welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss the 16 March 2021 patch notes. It's been a while since we had some news in Warcraft 3, and I'm actually live streaming right now when the patch dropped on Tuesday the 16th at 11 PM CET. I'm very curious to what is going to change, so let's jump right into it and discuss the potential ramifications. Warcraft 3 Reforged, version 132.10, PTR patch notes. Loktar everyone. First, we'd like to give you a quick update on where we are on ranked play, leaderboards and player profiles. The Warcraft team is committed to delivering you these features. However, due to the nature of the world today, it's taking longer than we planned. We thank you, our passionate community, for your understanding and continuing to support Warcraft 3. Today we've begun publicly testing 132.10, which addresses a critical bug fix that allowed players to exploit information from the opposing players by using rally points in the Fog of War. Nice one, Chuddy. Chuddy showed this in his annoying Warcraft YouTube channel. Thank you to all of the players who reached out to inform us about this issue. Additionally, with the ESL Pro League wrapping up for 2020, we have decided to make some balance updates to address some key community feedback about item balance, item pricing, and some pain points for both human and undead. We've also revisited previous changes. Once again, I really wonder who their balance guy is. Last balance patch was not bad, but we still need many different things like impale, frost armor, and some other things. So let's see. Once again, thank you all of the community contributors who continue to put out content and send us great feedback. Please test these changes via the PTR, as we will be monitoring it and calibrating throughout the PTR phase. Please remember these changes are a work in progress and subject to change, so please continue to provide feedback. We hope to release this patch sometime in mid-April on live servers, depending on how feedback and testing goes. Without further ado, the Warcraft team. Balance, human. Improved lumber tech requirement removed. Improved lumber tech requirement removed. Advanced lumber tech requirement changed from castle to keep. In a human versus undead matchup, the human player is generally expected to lose some peasants throughout the early to mid game. This is true. The human player must also invest in a lot of wood for early defenses and use militia quite frequently to defend, which causes them to have a gold to wood ratio imbalance. This change should help human players balance their economy and make it slightly easier to transition into the later parts of the game and unlock key units against undead. So, I think what they're saying is that you can upgrade improved lumber harvesting that allows peasants to carry 15 lumber instead of 10. In a lumber mill upgrade that costs, I believe, 100 or 125 gold. They're removing it out of the keep so that it's unlocked at tier 1. And then they're saying advanced lumber tech, which allows peasants to carry 20 lumber, is now unlockable at tier 2. It's 10, 15, 20, I think. 10, 15, 20. So now instead of upgrading at tier 2 and tier 3, it's tier 1 unlocked already, and tier 2 upgrade is available. The tier 3 upgrade is available at tier 2. Knights now have What? Knights now have Sundering Blades by default. With the addition of the Sundering Blade passive, we've really seen a lot more Knight usage, and we like that a lot. However, it takes a long time for Knights to come online with their multiple upgrades. We feel that allowing Sundering Blades to be on Knights by default allows them to have an immediate impact when built, while giving them some uniqueness as a heavy late game unit. Can we get Pulverize immediately as well then? What about Torrent's requirements and the time that people have to interrupt them? Like, it looks like all the requirements have been removed recently. Chimera Roost no longer needs an Ancient of Wind. Knights now no longer need a Sundering Blade passive. Pulverize got mini embedded. Why not just default upgrade it? We just started with the patch notes, Kleine Schildpad. Priest Dispel range increased from 600 to 700. Changes to the overall meta have moved players towards favoring ranged units in certain matchups. We've noticed that whenever a priest would try to cast Dispel, they would immediately get focus fire down by piercing and be killed This slight increase in range should improve the usability and quality of life for the priest. Scout Tower, Guard Tower, Cannon Tower, Arcane Tower repair rate is now 5 seconds faster. This was a change we tested in the previous PTR, but we pulled away from it to see how the previous patch was performed. Since then, we've seen players shift to more ranged units, and we feel this change is needed to help humans defend against certain pushes. Currently, even if a human reacts immediately to a threat with a handful of peasants, it is still not enough to prevent their towers from going down. Massive human buffs so far. Siege Engine Tank Experience bounty reduced from 85 to 60. While we wanted to reduce the overall effectiveness of certain Siege Engine strategies, we realized that due to the inflexibility of our experience leveling system, the bounty at 85 was too high. There has been some ongoing community sentiment that tanks were in a good place previously, so we've reduced the experience bounty. We will continue to monitor this and may attest additional changes in lieu of this one. Well, it's not an issue for Orc. Orc has never had issue with Siege Engine, so I wish GOHF to Undead and Elves with that. Undead. Acolyte hit point regeneration while on Blight reduced from 4 to 3 HP per second. Good. Developers notes. In a previous patch we saw the regeneration rate on Blight double. This was to address the vulnerability of the unit being exposed and stationary while mining gold. Wait, Night Elf ignored? Oh, sorry. Druid of the Claw starting mana increased from 100 to 125. This was a small quality of life change. No, this is not a quality of life change. This is a buff. A quality of life change is a quality of life change. This is a buff. Small quality of life change to the blade. We've made it easier to kill opponents. He's gotten baseline +5 damage. Quality of life is... we have made this hotkey the same as this hotkey since they do the same thing. This is a bad quality of life for Druid of the Claw opponents. Anyway, semantics notwithstanding, let's see at the reasoning. The quality of life change that was requested by the community, which also helps Master Bears have slightly more utility right away. Yes, yes it does. You can immediately rejuvenate. Undead. Acolyte hit point regeneration while on Blight reduced from 4 to 3. Yeah. As the overall spirit of the change was heading in the right direction, we are reducing the numbers slightly to allow for more harassment opportunities from the opposing player. Yeah, Acolytes like almost out-heal Blizzard level 1 harass. It's pretty crazy. Rod of Necromancy. Reduced, cooldown reduced from 26 to 24. It was 22, wasn't it? 22 to 26, now 24, halfway. I think that's good. Slight calibration of the previous change. We've noticed that this change has more effect on undead creeping than intended. I did predict that. So we're reducing this number slightly. Ritual Dagger, gold cost, from 125 to 100. We're reducing the cost of the Ritual Dagger to promote its use more and to bring its cost in line with its healing performance. Why do they want to promote this more? Undead already has many kinds of healing. Let's face it, this dagger only exists so that Blizzard could say they added something in terms of gameplay for Reforged. We've added many things. Items, units, new races. Oh, did you add the Naga? No, but we did add an item. Oh, is it popular? No, no one uses it. It's overcosted. Okay, well, let's promote its use more. Crypt Lord Impale Stun Hero Duration reduced from 1, 2 and 3 to 1, 1.5 and 2. Alright, that's very needed, very needed. Especially since there's airtime as well, that is not calculated in the stun, but is definitely part of you not being able to control your units and heroes. Did they promise a new race for real? Holy cow. No, I'm just joking. I'm just saying they wanted to have at least something added to the gameplay. Crypt Lord damage reduced from 75. Impale. Oh yeah. And Crypt Lord damage reduced. Crypt Lord Impale Stun Hero Duration reduced. And Crypt Lord damage reduced from 75. Okay, they mean Impale damage reduced from 75 to 60. 120 to 110, and 165 to 1. Wait, what? Minus 15, minus 10, and then minus 15. It was level 2 was not as much of an issue clearly as 1 and 3, but I guess they wanted like clean numbers, not 555. We're bringing the overall hero stun duration in line with other heroes' stun abilities. Please note, its overall stun duration against units remains unchanged. Oh. While looking at Impale and potentially changing other units and other factions. We're races though. Not factions, we're races. We noticed that the threat of Impale damage is the main reason that certain strategies are not viable against an undead player that goes Crypt Lord first and levels fast. Frost armor duration is now scaled per level. Good. This was something that the community has been requesting for some time, and it addresses the early power spike against melee while still allowing the ability to scale up as the lich levels up. This tuning makes the ability slightly worse at 1, the same as it is at 2, and better at 3. This is a really good change because all of Frost Armor's benefits were unlocked at 1 and you never had a need to get 2 and 3. The duration was always the same and it was incredibly good against melee, and the extra armor from 2 and 3 literally didn't matter. It didn't become cheaper, it just gave them +1 armor. It was like 4 second 3 armor and 50% slow. Then it was 4 second 4 armor and 50% slow, and then it was 4 seconds in 5 armor and 50% slow. So all of the utility was locked in level 1, and I still think that is an issue as well. I feel like this should be like medium slow or low slow, medium slow, big slow. But the fact that it's a nerf at level 1 is really good because it's so freaking crazy. The frost armor duration. Is this the frost armor duration or the slow duration? I can't imagine frost armor duration is 2 seconds. No, they mean frost armor's effect duration. Yeah, because frost armor itself lasts like what, 10-20 seconds. Okay, but this is really important and good change. So, okay. Boneyard no longer... See, they're removing requirements! Just make totem out of a burrow. I mean, just make torrents out of burrows. We currently believe it takes too long for frostworms to see play. This change should allow players to find strategies to use frostworms and should also help in conjunction to the night change in this patch. So let's go to the orc changes. Okay, so no orc changes. Let's summarize. Better lumber economy for human, better knights, better priests, better towers, and better siege engines. And my current view is that orc and human, it looks kind of balanced depending on who plays. Looks 50-50. So this is actually almost not going to make a difference. This matters quite a bit. This will matter a little bit as well. This doesn't matter. This may matter, though unlikely to be honest. And this doesn't matter a lot. So I think it's not going to make a huge difference for orc human. Now, orc night elf, bears. We do see bear strategies, especially as headhunter tactics are becoming more popular. We see some bear strats, especially archer into dryad, into bear, into mountain giant. So this is a big buff. And then orc against undead. I think that's actually the worst matchup for orc right now, orc undead. And I know it's an unpopular opinion because orc has dominated against undead for so many years, but it doesn't seem to have been true for several years already. And I don't know, like I'm struggling a lot against undead at the moment. So this helps a little bit. This hurts. This hurts. This helps. And this helps. And this may matter actually. This may actually end up mattering. But it's interesting because we don't see worms almost at all. And I think among all of these, the 2 nerfs are more impactful. Undead is mostly nerfed, right? Their items are getting better, but Acolytes, Crypt Lord, Frost Armor are getting worse, and then Worm is better. So I think this is probably right. A few Undead nerfs, some overperforming talents like Frost Armor and Impale. Human buffs, it's not game breaking. This is a 100 upgrade. This is a 100 gold upgrade. It's not game breaking, but I'm always afraid for them to buff human in a fast expansion type of way, which they did. Fast expo. This is not fast expo in particular. This is fast expo and this is fast expo style. That's always scary because human can expand 4 minutes into the game, right? So they can expand faster than anyone else. So when they are allowed to have a lumber economy, which was their only weakness when they fast expand, peasant loss and lumber economy is the only way you could slow them down enough. When they're allowed to skip this, and then have this be easier, and then have tanks be better, I'm a bit worried. But it is not insanely so, most of the things. It's not like the Keeper patch. I think it is fairly light-handed, most of the things, and a bit heavier-handed where it was really egregious and necessary. So I do think overall this is a 6.5 out of 10 patch. I think it's satisfactory. Change for the sake of change is always good because it breathes some life and innovation. So change for the sake of change is good. Now let's go to the items. For now it's about a 6.5 out of 10 for me. Items. Aleria's Flute of Accuracy bonus is no longer giving 10% bonus damage to ranged units, but 0.75. I mean 7.5%. It's good. This is a very well performing item. I think that's fine. So it's now a little weaker than the Possum Aura. The additional interesting part of balancing items like this is that you'll never find useless items. Wait, that's not true. It's the opposite. If it was 125, it'd be useless. Okay, it'll never feel bad to make a Possum while you have the Aleria's Flute of Accuracy, because Bottom will do it slightly better. Yeah, no, my argument for that does not hold water. Ancient Django of Endurance bonus. Instead of 5% attack speed and 10% movement, it's now 3% attack speed and 7.5% movement. Khadgar's Pipe of Insight. Instead of 0.75 mana per second, it's 0.5. And I think this is fair. This is a very strong item and it got nerfed percentually more than others. I think that's good. Legion Doomhorn bonuses reduced from, I believe, 10% move speed and 0.5 healing per second is now 0.3 healing per second and 7.5% movement speed. Bone Chimes now gives 15% lifesteal instead of 20% lifesteal to melee. Warsong Battle Drums give 7.5% damage instead of 10% to the whole army. Stormwind now once again gives 1.5 armor instead of 2 armor. And all items' resale percentage has been increased from 50 to 75% of the items' original cost. Holy crap, all items resale percentage? These are probably the biggest changes in this patch. We're making some changes to all the aura items to reduce their effectiveness. We believe that these aura items do have a place in the game, but they should not have parity and power to the actual hero ability. Also, due to the nature of some items being more impactful than others, we're increasing the sell rate of items to help mitigate some potential bad item luck that players may experience, which can ultimately determine the outcome of some games. My first instinct, this is the first I've ever considered this change. My first instinct is, holy crap, that's huge. My second feeling is probably actually a good idea. They're saying all items, not all aura items. So what this would do is that it actually, it reduces bad luck. And in particular, some races have more aura overlap. So they're more likely to get unlucky, right? Like if I'm going Kodo and Endurance Aura, I can get quite unlucky from a red spot camp because both the Warsong Battle Drums and the Ancient Django are a miss for me. Whereas someone that goes for Human with Archmage MK Pala, they can only overlap on this, and everything else is usable, right? From the red spot. This is of course not from the red spot, neither is this, and neither is this. But yeah, Orc has 2 red spot blocks and Human only has 1, unless they go Archmage and Paladin, which they don't do against Orc anyway. So you can sell loads of stuff. Wait, will Town Portal also sell for more? For like 230? If this is true, Town Portal will sell for 263 gold. Then you can buy a circlet from it and still have 87 gold left. 88 gold left. All items. Blade Master buff? Is it though? It's a buff also to heroes that don't need items. For example, Archmage, Bloodmage are very un-item dependent. So it's a buff for them. They're gonna make a bigger army. Man, this is sick. I'm very curious to try this out. It might lead to... I mean, it's no matter what, it's gonna lead to huge consequences. It's interesting. Bug fix. Fixed an inconsistent rally flag behavior on gold mines that could reveal player locations in the fog of war. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a very exciting change, the item one. I think it's a good change, the item. The sale. We'll have to see all the ramifications. 262 gold. Yeah. Well, that's my that is my review of the patch. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. Peace.